Hey everybody, welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC. I am Sal, that's Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home re-release, the extra Morb Edition. I'm sure there will be no Morbius, but I want to talk about it because they're calling it like the extra special edition or something, and we just got a poster for it.
More fun stuff version.
More fun stuff. Thank you very much. By the way, if you want to save 10% on your G Fuel orders, go to gfuel.com/ or use comics at checkout.
Use the code
save yourself 10%,
comics
and you'll be good to go. So yeah, there's this. Okay, is the more fun stuff edition of No Way Home trying to recoup losses from re-releasing Morbius?
Oh, interesting idea there.
They're like, oh my god, we made a whole ass movie that no one saw, and then we re-released it, and no one saw it again, and so we lost money twice, and now we have to release our billion-dollar movie again to try and make some kind of revenue because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 is going to be delayed by like a year again. And
oh boy!
So what are we going to do with this?
I think that's very possible. I always forget that Sony, like, these are just Sony movies for the most part. Like Marvel Studios has pretty much, I feel like mostly they have creative control.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, with the movie itself, but otherwise, like,
yeah, but past that, yeah, it's all in Sony's hands. Yeah, so the tweet that came from Spider-Man movie on Twitter says you wanted more Spidey and you got it. Sure.
I mean, yeah, well, because that's the lesson that Sony learned from Into the Spider-Verse and No Way Home, which is if we put more than one Spider-Man in a movie, it will make $1 billion. Yeah. Or at the very least, it will win us an Oscar. So either way, more Spider-Man equals more money. Mo spiders, mo money. Like, that's their life. So I think we can expect. I don't think we should expect in the inevitable second Holland trilogy a subtle and intimate web of melodrama and interesting, fun character studies. I think it's going to be bigger, more bombastic, and have a gazillion Spider-Man.
Probably.
But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because they released the poster for the more fun edition. And basically the poster is just everyone who appeared in the movie. Yeah,
down to Matt Murdock is on here.
Yeah, like freaking Matt Murdock is on the poster.
And
on
also
the poster.
Flash.
Yeah,
it looks like
Flash.
Flash on this poster looks like it's his like ID card photo.
Yeah. For MIT. He's like, yep.
Yeah.
No,
this is
Wong
an awful
is on the poster. Friggin'
Wong's
Betty.
on it, of course.
Betty is on the poster.
Oh, she is.
And she's
right
bigger than Green Goblin, the Lizard, and Electro.
Green Goblin's so small on here. That's so strange. Yeah, this is like, so I think I read somewhere that it's 11 minutes of extra footage.
Wow, that's worth the $25 it'll cost to go to theaters, right?
The trip to the theater. Yeah. September 2nd, by the way, if anyone's wondering when this is happening.
Yeah, you can catch it September 2nd in theaters only.
What do you think is in that 11 minutes?
Right. I think it's more conversations like, gotta be careful where you fall. Like, I think it's gonna be more interactions that or longer scenes, like scenes that like had a funny like button at the end of it, but the actors kept talking, and so they I've seen extended editions. Hell, Sony's no stranger to it. Remember Spider-Man 2.1? The DVD release that was just a longer version of Spider-Man 2? Yeah, I bought that
was in that?
Because I had more fight scenes. Like the train the train sequence was longer, and I think the rooftop or the roof side fight was longer.
Right. Okay.
Which is cool.
Sure.
And there's longer takes. Like Peter and Harry like really gives Peter a hard time. Like he gave him a hard time, but now he gives him to him for like another 30 seconds. It's just longer takes. It's just if they have a less aggressive editor making the movie. That's it. Where it's like, when they made Spider-Man 2, they're like, it has to be this length because people will not sit for a 2 hour 45-minute long movie. But then they went, okay, they did put out this.
Yeah,
this is the movie equivalent of that. Just here's a longer version of the exact same movie you saw, and I wonder, based on the Morb effect, if they actually... Because the other thing that they did with the Spider-Man 2.1 movie was they finished effects. You know,
right.
like George Lucas did for the Phantom Menace Blu-ray or DVD.
Sure.
When Phantom Menace came out, they had deleted scenes, and he put the CG into the deleted scenes, which I'm like, why would you do that? And they're like, it cost money. Like, it cost us...
The Jabba scene.
Yeah. The Jabba scene, the scene where like they go over the waterfall. You know, but I don't see Sony doing that for this. So any scene that would have like a Sandman or a Doc Ock or a Lizard, you can forget that. Now,
be the same,
I would, and I don't think we can trust the poster. You know, like I'm thinking, man, if you put Matt Murdock in here, is there another Matt Murdock scene? And I'll bet they're hoping you're thinking that, so you go see this movie. But I bet there isn't.
This is definitely like I don't think they reshot anything. I don't think like it's just stuff that was on the cutting room floor that they're like, put that back in so we can make some more money at the box office.
Yep. Yeah. I'll bet they had like 2 passes. Like they had the first cut of the movie, which was like just a little too long, and then they had the movie, and they were like, oh, get the old save file of the first cut of the movie and release that.
Get the one from like a few months before it went gold. Just do that one.
Yeah. I mean, like, I assume there's going to be more gobby, you know, at the very least some Norman scenes. It'd be really fun. You know, I assume because they had Willem Dafoe on alleyway sets, if they show him like looking for his address.
Yeah, could be more of that. That's because I'm trying to think. I'm going back through No Way Home in my head, and I'm trying to think of places where like it needed more, and I can't think of much because it's called the more fun stuff version. So like the thing that I would want, I guess, is like more interactions between the Spider-Men. Like I think like that's fun.
That's
just, like,
what I would like to see. Yeah,
that maybe they improv'd on set or something.
No doubt.
I'd like more of that.
That would make sense. More Doctor Strange, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that because he's shoved away pretty early. Maybe we'll get confirmation on who those 2 characters were that were sweeping stuff up in the set.
Right.
But they're not on the poster, so
they are not on the poster, which would be amazing if they were sweeping like the the debris shooting from the ring.
I would love if it was a poster of them sweeping stuff up off the cutting room floor into like a. See, that's a poster idea.
That's a very fun idea that they would have done like 20 years ago. But today, it's all about CG faces. It's all about photoshopped heads and cramming as many heads as you possibly can. I would assume
promo art on here.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be more Spider-Men interacting and probably just more Jameson. Just longer Jameson cuts.
Yeah, maybe another like expanded for some of his broadcasts or another one or something.
Right.
Wasn't there I feel like there was some stuff from Betty that was cut that we know about.
They exclusively shot TikToks from the Daily Bugle.
Oh, really?
That starred Betty. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was like they didn't go far enough, and I remember seeing them being like, nah, and then not participating.
Sure.
But yeah, I would hope it's just more of the things you want to see, but more than likely it'll just be more like Ned and Happy.
Yeah, this will. I think this probably will be the most like, what was it? It was either Infinity War. No, it had to be Endgame. Where they re-released Endgame with, I think it was a Stan Lee tribute and also a very unfinished scene of the Hulk, like saving people from a burning building or something.
Okay.
And I don't think anything's gonna be unfinished, like, because like you said, like they're not gonna release unfinished stuff like they did there. That was just a reason to get people in the seats again.
I think they wanted to win some kind of thing. Like I think it was like if we have the movie in theaters this much longer, then it's like the longest running movie of all time or something like that.
Which sure. And yeah, I think there's a lot of credence to your theory that they're just trying to make up money from Morbius being released twice.
Right?
It's so funny.
Because which I could imagine like the post-credit scene for this new, more fun edition is just going to be a trailer for Morbius on Blu-ray available now. No. Like,
what if it's just the post-credit scene from Morbius played in reverse?
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, as long as we unmake that post-credit scene, that'd be amazing. I mean, if Sony really wanted to like blow some minds, they should get poor Tom Hardy into like into a green screen room again and do one more stupid post-credit scene with Venom in it.
if this somehow has something of consequence, even if it's just Sony trying some bullshit that they didn't tell Kevin Feige about, I
what
will
they're infamous for now, right? Like,
yeah.
Because that post-credit scene at the end of Morbius is unforgivable. It is.
Nobody at Marvel Studios knew about that. I guarantee
it might be one of the worst post-credit scenes of all time, in that it undoes Morbius's motivation such that it undoes the Vulture's motivation. It undoes Vulture being a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. Like it is, and it sets up things that no one wants or asked for. It's just utter garbage, and it's one of those things that will never be fixed. Like,
no, because
Homecoming still says it's 8 years after Avengers,
right? And that's a text change that I could fix in 2 seconds.
All you have to, especially in an age of digital, like where they literally deleted Doctor Strange from WandaVision. No, I'm kidding. They really didn't. That was
oh no,
that was an editing mistake. But no, they could, in the age of streaming, where it's like, we took away an entire show without you ever seeing it. We took away an entire movie, and we spent $90 million on it. Like, they could change the text in one of the biggest Spider-Man movies.
5 years later.
Just say 5 or 4. For God's sake, what are you doing?
Yeah. Anything but 8.
Anything but 8. 8 is like, but then it doesn't make any sense, because then Liz drew that picture, and it's like a 4-year-old drew it. It's like, well, maybe Liz just not very good at drawing. Did you think about that?
She just sucks at drawing. Like, that's okay.
That's okay. But yeah, Sony, man, I don't get it. I saw, apropos of this big release, I think Sony's just hurting for the fact that, like, they think they can't screw up. Morbius is the result of that. It failed big time, and then it failed again, and Kraven is still at least a year away, and Into the Spider-Verse 2 and 3 are also delayed. So they're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, it's like Hollywood, everything Hollywood except for Marvel is having trouble right now. Right. And I think they're doing anything that they can to get people in theaters to give them money. That is interesting. That I wonder if the theater release of this will be the only thing that we see until, like, the Blu-ray, because there's that's what's really telling about this just being a Sony decision, because the fact that it's not just, this is the Disney Plus version is like, oh, okay, so Sony just wants their extra money here.
Well, there's no MCU Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus.
Oh, they're not on there at all?
No.
I thought the first 2 were on there. That's crazy.
I don't think so. I think those movies are all over the place. I'll take a look really quick just to satisfy that curiosity. Oh, look at that, Disney Plus. No, you might be right.
So it is on Disney Plus? That would be very strange to me if they hadn't negotiated that in their contract.
It went away.
It went away.
I don't see it on Disney Plus. Well, it is on,
Somebody in the chat said not in the US, so maybe it's on Disney Plus elsewhere.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me at all. No, there's a lot of, like, movies that... Prey debuted on Disney Plus, not in the US.
Weird. That's a strange sentence.
Yeah. Venom, both Amazing Spider-Mans, the first 2 Raimis, and Homecoming are apparently on Disney Plus, but only outside of the U.S.
Outside of the U.S. Interesting. The first 2 Raimis, too. That's so funny. Interesting.
Well, yeah, only the first 2, though. You don't need the third one. But
no, nobody does.
Yeah, apparently, all of Hulu is Disney Plus outside of the U.S., which is, makes sense to me. Derp.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, man, I don't know. Are you going to see the more fun edition of No Way Home in theaters only? I'm not.
I think... No, I think at this point, like, I will wait for an article to come out to tell me what's in it. Yes. And if I happen to be out and I want to see No Way Home and I have $20 burning a hole in my pocket, then I will go see it.
Given that very, very specific set of circumstances. I think I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I do love No Way Home. I did see it, like, on a plane recently, just because I was like, well, I'll just watch Spider-Man again, yay. I do like that movie a lot, and if you told me that the next time I watched it, I'd see more of it, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Right. But I'm not gonna go to a theater and spend money.
That's the thing, is like that's this is the exact situation I had back at when they re-released Endgame in theaters. Is like, this was 2019, like, I wasn't burned out on theaters yet. Like, we weren't used to home release stuff. Yeah. So it's, I'll go see Endgame again. I was going to see it anyway, and now there'll be an extra weird CG cutscene at the end. But yeah, for this, it's definitely like, the next time I want to watch No Way Home, I just watch it on my couch.
Right.
Like, I don't I don't want to go to a theater to do that. It sounds awful.
Yeah, especially to only see 11 minutes. But I mean, 11 minutes does add up, especially if they're 11 collective minutes over a period of 2 hours.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they better be damn good minutes. And knowing Sony, if they were good minutes, they'd put them all in a trailer.
That's
like
true.
They'd show you all the scenes that are getting put back into this movie. So they're probably
it's not going to be anything of consequence unless they pull some Sony bullshit. But I don't.
Which Sony's gonna Sony. I mean, like, But I would not expect like an original post-credit scene. I would not expect any like extra stuff. The only thing I would maybe expect, the only allowance I'll give them is that they might finish special effects. The
weird thing too is that there is, like, I'll give them this, there is precedent for a deleted scene completely changing the fabric of the entire movie. Because like in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's a deleted scene where Peter's dad is alive.
That ruins the franchise. Like that.
It does.
Yeah. That ruins the whole thing. And I've seen that scene. It was on YouTube, and I remember being like, this is dog shit. That being said,
it's awful.
Unlike, Garfield is incredible in that scene.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's
Andrew
great.
Garfield is,
of course.
like, you believe his father is back from the dead. But it does ruin everything. And worse yet, just to spoil that whole thing so you don't have to watch it, his father tells him, with great power comes great responsibility at the end of that scene.
It sure does.
His father.
Yeah, and they're like at his
Gwen's grave.
Right, it's at Gwen's grave.
And his father robs him. He robs Uncle Ben of the line so that Uncle Ben can have this clunky, your father used to say that if you can do good things, then you have a responsibility to do those. Then you have a moral obligation to do those things. That's pretty clunky.
That's one way to say that.
That's one way to say that. I guess also if the bad things happen and you can stop them, then the bad things happen because of you. It's also pretty clunky. But whatever. Anyway, September 2nd, Spider-Man No Way Home, the More Fun Edition, will be out in theaters only, and probably only for like a weekend. So check it out.
Probably.
I hope it fails. If it does, and that's 2 re-release bombs that Sony has under their belt. Then maybe, hey, you know what? Great idea for Sony. They could shoot Madam Web, and then they can shelve it forever and claim the tax write-off for it.
That's true, yeah.
Since
that's a popular move these days.
That's a popular freaking move. One of the largest movie studios of all time has already proven that is a practice now.
If we live in a world where a Batgirl movie didn't come out, and then a Kraven the Hunter and a Madam Web movie came out, what's going on?
Morbius was re-released. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time with another episode here on Absolutely Marvel and DC. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and check out G Fuel and use comics at checkout for 10% off. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal, and that's Dylan.
I'm Dylan.
Sorry,
Bye.
I did that thing. Bye.
It's okay. I was prepared for it.
Yes.
I was like, he might do it.
He might do it
because he's used to it.
I am. I'm very used to it. All right.